Tosca cake is very popular here, and this is a delicious and super quick version that I've slightly modified to remove everything unnecessary in it, such as baking powder, making it the best version I've tested so far. Hi, I'm Robert, and today's recipe will yield about 1 kilo and a bit of cake. Let's get to work and start with the sponge, for which I put 220 grams of egg whites into the bowl of a stand mixer. For me, that was exactly 6 egg whites, and we'll set the yolks aside because we'll use them for the cream. We start mixing on medium speed, and when the egg whites begin to foam, we'll add 110 grams of sugar gradually so the meringue doesn't collapse, and we keep mixing on medium speed until all sugar is incorporated and we obtain a glossy meringue in which no sugar granules are visible and which is not beaten too stiff. It should be soft-ish peaks. After the meringue is ready, or meanwhile, in another bowl I weighed the dry ingredients. 110 grams of poppy seeds, 40 grams of coconut, 70 grams of flour and 2 grams of salt. We don't need baking powder, so I removed it from the recipe, and we simply pour the ingredients over the meringue and mix with a spatula gently from bottom to top, rotating the bowl as well while we mix, so we keep as much air as possible in our meringue. If you want to make this cake in a different pan, larger or smaller than the one I gave you, on my website in the menu, both in English and Romanian, you'll find the recipe calculator that helps you calculate exactly the quantities you need for any pan size, whether round or rectangular. We move the batter into a 20 by 30 cm tray lined with baking paper on the bottom, level it and bake it at 175 Celsius without fan for about half an hour. To check if it's done or not, press lightly on the sponge and it should be like a sponge, spring back, not stay pressed. That's a sign that it's ready. Of course, you can also tell by the color. It should be nicely browned. While the sponge is baking, we can take care of the cream, and for that I put 225 grams of milk into a saucepan and heated it. Over the 6 yolks that remained from the sponge, I added 100 grams of sugar, 20 grams of starch and some vanilla, depending on what type you use, more or less. Now we'll mix the dry ingredients with the yolks, then we pour in the hot milk to temper them. We put everything back into the saucepan over medium to high heat and, stirring continuously with a whisk, we cook it. It needs to boil for about 30 seconds to a minute after it starts boiling, and the cream has to be thick and to become glossy. At the end, we add 200 grams of butter in 2 or even 3 stages, very cold butter, because the amount of butter is very large, and if we add it too warm or too much at once, or don't mix quick enough, it tends to split. So use cold butter and add it in 2 to 3 stages, mixing very well each time so the cream doesn't split. After the cream is ready, move it into a bowl, cover it with plastic wrap in contact, and it doesn't need to go in the fridge, but set it aside so it doesn't form a skin on top and cause trouble later, until the sponge is ready and has cooled down a bit. It also depends on how fast you work, but it can sit calmly for about 10 minutes. The sponge has cooled, so we can add the cream on top and level it. Just pour all the cream over the sponge and smooth it out. Then we take some high quality vanilla biscuits, meaning they should contain butter, and I soak them in a little coffee. I put some coffee in a bowl like this, let's say 2 espresso shots, with a bit of water so the coffee flavor isn't too strong, but not to dilute it either. And you don't need a lot of coffee because we don't want the biscuits to be too soaked. I dip them quickly, just a second in the coffee, then place them on top and cover the entire surface with coffee-soaked biscuits. If you don't want to use coffee, you can, of course, soak the biscuits in something else, milk, or maybe milk with cocoa, or anything else you think goes well with the poppy seeds and vanilla flavor. The final step is the chocolate glaze on top, for which I put 75 grams of chocolate, 40 grams of heavy cream and 40 grams of butter into a small pot and melted them together. I used a double boiler, but you can melt them in the microwave or however you prefer. We pour the glaze on top, level it, and the cake is practically done. We put it in the fridge to set, stabilize, combine the flavors, and so on. As I said, the cake needs to stay in the fridge for at least 6 hours, and if you have a fridge that dries things a lot, you might want to cover it with something taller so it doesn't dry too much. Then, I prefer to slice it when it has softened, so I take it out to room temperature for at least an hour or two, and when it softens I slice it with a long, thin bladed knife, dipped in hot water, wiped, then dipped in again, and after each cut, so the slices come out perfect. And what else can I say? Enjoy! It's a very popular homemade cake here and absolutely perfect. I can't really say very perfect, but it's perfect for the holidays. For more recipes like this, don't forget to give a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on Instagram as well with lots of useful tips.